We're live. Ow, shit. This ruler is going to be the death of me. Anyway, welcome to the Writer's Life, place where you decide sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life, where you get the truth. So subscribe if you haven't already, punch the like button, and tap the bell for notifications so that you don't miss out on one unbelievably exciting, life-changing video. Yeah. Big bottle of Jameson right there. Which I like to take a taste of every now and a taste of every now and then, But what is it with writers and booze? They seem to be synonymous. I shouldn't say synonymous, but connected at the hip anyway. Like you can't watch a movie about a writer. I just watched one the other day. It took place it was made in the 50s. He was a mystery writer, and he gets himself involved in a murder case, a real murder case. And he's rented a room in Europe. Kind of what I do. He's rented a room in Europe or, apartment, and he's got the table, big table, and he's got his typewriter out there, and he's got a bottle of whiskey right next to him. That's like a truism, you could check any Hemingway movie about Hemingway. He's got a bottle of whiskey next to him, or there's a movie about Ian Fleming. He's got the bottle of whiskey next to him while he's writing, I should say, his first novel on a manual typewriter. Anyway, but there is some truth to the old cliche. Writers live hard and they drink hard and all that sort of stuff. Reporters they were always known to be carrying the hip flask, while they're getting the scoop. All that sort of stuff. I think it's just the romanticism of it. But, the reality is Hemingway became essentially an alcoholic, unfortunately, not because he was a writer, but because he had depression. Hunter Thompson is very famous for having really destroyed himself with drink. I mean, by the time he was only about 10 years older than me now, he couldn't function normally. He couldn't even, he was incontinent. And if you don't know what that means, just go to ChatGPT. It'll give you a lot of information on it. Hank Pikowski, big drinker, drank so much that he'd get bleeding ulcers, have to be rushed to the hospital. None of that sounds fun to me, to be perfectly honest. I can tell you this much. I like to have a few beers and all that sort of stuff. And I always go to the local after a long day being alone. But I have either one beer or maybe two tops, and that's it. For a while, I was having 2 beers and a shot of whiskey, right? Then I was like, wait a minute. I was looking at the bill at the end of the month, and I was like, I spent $300 or $400 in the bar this month, so I'm like, that's over, that's finished. So now I just have one beer or two, like I said, and maybe I'll have one, another one with dinner, 2 tops or something like that, but that's it. But this notion of drinking while you write, that's a misnomer. I don't know of any writer that would do that, except for Hunter Thompson. Of course, he'd have plenty of cocaine to go with it, so one would offset the other. And I don't suggest that either. Don't get into any of that stuff, kids. That's a no-no. I have never, ever written while I've been drinking, ever. I mean, I've made a couple of notes, and even those were probably stupid. Never. And I put this in the thumbnail, this doesn't even look good to me right now. There's a time and a place for me when it comes to me anyway. When I was younger and still in the construction business and all that, couldn't wait to finish the day and go out with my friends and binge drink. Like those are the days we could drink like half a 12 pack and go out and have another 6 beers and come back and have more. Smoke half a pack of cigarettes, you know. And I ended up doing a little damage to my heart. No doubt about it. My doctor told me. She was like, because technically I've told you guys this before, I have heart disease. I have left ventricle heart disease, I guess. So they tell me. I've actually been cathed, and they've looked inside my heart, and I was awake to watch it as well. And actually, all systems go. Everything's very clear, and I'm good. I do have some plaque though, moderate plaque. So I have to take medication to keep that plaque. I guess the deal is you want to keep the plaque hard so that it doesn't break off, and a little piece gets into your bloodstream and kills you instantly, like it did my dad. So I got that to worry about. Actually, I don't worry about it at all. Anyway, she said the reason this has happened is half genetics and half you fucked yourself up when you're young. You partied too much. But boy, was it fun. Especially that first year when I got my first big book deal. I was down in New York like every other weekend. It just, oh my God, I don't even remember half of it. I remember like waking up once, like on the floor of my hotel room, and like, I'm like, where's my wallet? Like it was just crazy. Oh my God. But we had a lot of fun. I was young. I was like 32, whatever. And my editor was even 5 years younger than me or something. So like, and we started a band, and it was just so much fun. And I was going through my first divorce, so I was looking for, something to cheer me up and all that sort of stuff. The book didn't sell very well, but I certainly had fun for like a couple years, no question about it. I had money. Oh boy. So I have to be honest. I wouldn't change a thing. Would I change all those fun times I had with, my friends back then when we were young, partying and stuff like that? No, we had fun. It was a lot of fun. Could we do it now? Not a chance. If I drank that much now, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed the next day. And I like to be out of bed every day by 7 and at my laptop. So now these days, I limit what I drink considerably, and my body just simply can't take it. I'm more into the food thing now, and the wine, stuff like that. Especially when I go to Italy, it's all about the wine and the food and all that sort of stuff. And to me, it's much more interesting, actually. The tastes and the sensations and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, I'm rambling, aren't I? Okay, that's it. So that's writers and booze. Anyway, the truth of the matter is 99.9% of successful writers do not drink when they write. Bottom line, full stop. All right, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have an excellent night. Ciao, ciao.